Happy Friday. This one, August the 28th. I'm meteorologist Rob Eicher, and thanks for checking out the Florida Weather Authority. In case you missed it, I did because I fell asleep. I was so excited about this, but I'm exhausted. Classes started for me this week. Can you hear the fatigue in my voice? I was excited and then fell asleep and missed the whole thing. So, in case you missed it, like I did, I was scouring the internet for pictures of it this morning. But there was a partial lunar eclipse last night, just after midnight, that was visible over all of Florida. Clouds cleared out just in time. That meant that 96% of the moon was in Earth's shadow, and that shadow tinted the moon a kind of dark red, copperish color. And that's what it looked like. This shot here from the National Weather Service in Key West with just a cell phone. Pretty impressive that they got that with just a cell phone. And again, in case you're like me and slept through the whole thing, there's plenty of great pictures of it all over the internet this morning. Now, the other big news yesterday was that Tropical Storm Dolly formed. Again, that is pure coincidence. I know a lot of people are upset. Like, how could you possibly name a tropical storm after Dolly Parton? No, no, no. This has been on the list of names, and it was first used in 1996. So this is a pure coincidence that we have a Dolly forming in the Atlantic just the same week that sadly Dolly Parton passed away. But Dolly, the tropical storm, is not going to be around for too much longer. In fact, it's already encountering some strong wind shear and dry air, and that should completely tear it apart at some point on Saturday. The remnants, however, will reach the Leeward Islands, and some of that may reach Puerto Rico as well later in the weekend on Sunday. That's a good news, bad news situation. Puerto Rico desperately needs the rain, as you probably heard. But what we don't want is flooding and potential landslides. So, what we're hoping is that there's just enough of Dolly left over to bring some beneficial rain to Puerto Rico without bringing the flooding and potential landslides. So that's something that we'll be watching as we head through the weekend. Yesterday was a busy day in the weather world with Dolly and again the lunar eclipse, but things the next couple of days look pretty normal for this time of year. What you're looking at here are the rainfall totals over the last 5 days, so through the work week here, and the yellows and oranges would indicate about 2 to 3 inches of rain. See, pretty decent totals here from the Orlando area up towards Daytona Beach and Palm Bay. So a good amount over East Central Florida, or in some spots over East Central Florida over the last couple of days. But the pattern's going to shift as we head through the weekend and into the early part of next week. And these are the forecast rainfall totals through the weekend, so through the end of the day on Sunday. And we're still expecting a decent amount in Orlando, up around almost an inch, at least according to the model predictions here. But you definitely notice the pattern here that the heavier rain, the yellows and the oranges get concentrated more so along the Gulf Coast late in the weekend. And it looks like that trend's going to continue into next week as well. And that's because the winds are going to be shifting and blowing in from the east, which is going to tend to concentrate the storms, move them across the state and concentrate them over on the Gulf Coast side as we head into next week. And that will lower the rainfall chances just a little bit for the Orlando area east for next week. But again, overall, really nothing unusual here in the 7-day forecast for late August and early September. Decent chance of rain for the Orlando area Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temperature-wise, we're talking low to mid-90s inland, near 90 in the coastline pretty much every day. That gives us a heat index up in the low 100s pretty much every day. Again, decent chance of rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Little lower chance of rain from the Orlando area east Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it looks like for next work week, the storms will tend to concentrate west of Orlando. Otherwise, again, pretty normal looking 7-day forecast and pretty normal looking weekend for the last one of August. I hope you enjoy it. For Tom and Amy, I'm Rob Eicher.